a terrible month of January.
State your name, please.
Rick Rickett. We had about 6 or 7 houses froze up, water coming out everywhere. You couldn't find them for days. We found 2 water main breaks. The last one was going up, I call it Shifter's Hill, but it's Mount Ave Maria Drive on the right there. We just found out about a week ago. It's been going on for 5 or 6 weeks. It was terrible. And we averaged in January 164,000 gallons of water a day. And yesterday, we used 47,630 gallons, just to give you an idea of how much water we were losing. It was a terrible thing. Now, we have people in town, I've told them they have to button up their houses, insulate them, make sure that there's no air coming in the house from outside, but it's deaf ears. They have to wrap the pipes where they can. These things are going to have to be done next year, otherwise we're going to have major problems. Heat tape, etc. Then, all of a sudden, it's warmed up and we had almost a flood. Now, I'm telling you, Rob, we have a flood. I'm going up to your house.
And
I'm going to drag you right out of that house.
Stick to Phoenicia water.
Well, this is Phoenicia water, where there's 2 or 3 places where we could lose our, and we don't have the loop in there they're going to have to dig in many places in this town, otherwise we're going to lose the town. Also, you were talking about Williams up in Fox Hollow. Now, just above there...
Rick, we'll stick with Phoenicia water.
Well, when can I talk about this?
When it goes to open public comment, as you always do. We got
right.
Rick's Corner coming at the end of the meeting.
All right. That's all I want to say.
Thank you.
Rick, I have a question.
Yes.
A quick question. I had a couple people ask me, how often is the water tested in Phoenicia or even Pine Hill? Is it a regular schedule?
I don't know about Pine Hill, but our water is tested, the coliform, every month. I send it down to the county. But we have this program right now because of Hoosick Falls. Now the state wants me to, every 2 weeks, test the water, and I have to send it out. So that's another test that we do. Plus we do a metals test, copper, that's another test. So we do a lot of testing.
So every 2 weeks you know that the water is good?
Right.
Okay.
And the county, we do it every month.
Every month?
Yeah.
Well, you give it to the county for the
I
county
bring
test.
a sample down every month,
right.
Once a month. And if there's a problem, then, we'll have, but luckily we don't have a problem.
Right.
Although people have called the state and I don't know why, but, we have so many people now in town here that are worried that, I don't know.
Are they worried that maybe their pipes are rusted or they're going to get bad water because they have bad pipes or whatever?
You see, I have to put polyphosphate in the water because of the lead and copper rule. A lot of houses are pre-1977 where there's lead in the pipes, in the joints. So I have to put that in so that it coats the inside of the pipe. So the lead content is low. But there's, and I hate to do that, but because of these people that have these old pipes, what are you going to do?
Okay, well, thank you.
Now getting back, oh no.
Yearly results, the annual test on the website. All paperwork. Every year. Yeah.
Pine Hill water, there's no one here, but I can tell you that there was one break earlier this month. Donnie fixed that, but apparently rural water was up there testing again, and they found, I think he said something like they're losing 20,000 gallons a day out of a leak somewhere in the main, and they can't seem to nail it down, but they're still looking. Museum. Yep.
Yeah. We had only 18 visitors this month, but we did hear from the building inspector. He was here. We need to replace batteries at 2 of our exits for the emergency lights. Also, we need a gutter on the back because of ice buildup that is forming around the fire escape. And cleaning up around the new furnace. We have an opportunity to have an audio tour made for the advertisement of the museum free of charge. And the Maritime Museum in Kingston is having an expose on local museums, and Kathleen has sent a stack of our brochures and business cards there.
Yes.
One thing to that, the grant that we got for the Big Indian Cultural Center, you wrote a letter. The teepee should be delivered this month, and as soon as the weather gets better, we'll put that up. And we're going to build a wigwam at the museum also.
Nice.
Are you going to Airbnb it?
Recreation, nothing really new. Again, it's winter time, so people are skiing and having a good time. Public comments on resolutions. Okay, we have no motions. Let's go right to the resolutions.
All right. Resolution 4918, whereas the Department of Audit and Control require town boards to sign and inspect all vouchers coming to town for payment, turn number and total amounts from each fund. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board authorize the following vouchers paid. General, $288,856.07. Highway, $36,946.91. Phoenicia Water, $55,696.82. Pine Hill Water, $833.58. Phoenicia Lights, $1,142.53. Chichester Lights, $161.79. Pine Hill Lights, $647.85 for a grand total of $384,285.55, and I move its adoption.
A second. Board Member Alba?
Yes.
Board Member Discapati?
Yes.
Board Member Storm?
Yes.
Board Member Van Markham?
Yes.
Supervisor Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 5018, accepting final local flood analysis report for hamlets of Alabin and Shandaken. Whereas the Shandaken in 2017 had enlisted the services of the town engineering firm Malone and McBroom Inc., MMI, to conduct a local flood analysis, LFA, report for the hamlets of Alabin and Shandaken to investigate multiple options for flood reduction and resiliency projects within each of those hamlets in order to qualify those hamlets for funding through certain programs for flood mitigation and resiliency. And whereas following town board and community meetings where the public was invited to provide input and questions as to options they would like to see investigated, and whereas in December of 2017, MMI made a presentation of their final findings at the public meeting with the town board, including feasibility of the options investigated and most economically viable options using a benefit cost analysis, BCA. And whereas the Shandaken Town Board members and the Shandaken Area Flood Assessment Remediation Initiative, SAFARI, had until January 15, 2018 to submit comments for inclusion in the final LFA report. And whereas no further comments were submitted, and whereas the town board also recognizes that any such projects to be implemented shall be embarked upon with the support of the public within the community, and the town board will maintain a, quote, willing property owner position concerning any project affecting a specific property, i.e. no eminent domain proceedings, no takings. And whereas the Shandaken Town Board also recognizes the need to implement flood resiliency and mitigation projects in order to maintain tax base, the economy, and most importantly, the well-being of its residents and businesses. Therefore, be it resolved that the Town of Shandaken Town Board hereby accepts the final LFA report prepared by MMI, including all amendments as prescribed by Town Board members in the Safari Group, and that the Town Board embark on finding funding for any such feasible projects and report back to the public on any progress toward any goals as prescribed in said LFA, and move its adoption.
I'll second.
Board Member Alba?
Yes.
Board Member Discapati?
Yes.
Board Member Storm?
Yes.
Board Member Van Markham?
Yes.
Supervisor Stanley?
Resolution 5118, supporting participation in the New York City funded flood buyout program for properties along New York State Route 212 and Mount Tremper. Whereas the town of Shandaken is subject to flooding that can damage property, close roads, disrupt traffic, and present a public health and safety hazard. And whereas at the request of local communities, funding from the New York City Department of Environmental Protection, DEP, is being made available to help property owners who qualify for the New York City funded flood buyout program, NYC FFBO, based on eligibility criteria in 5 categories. 1, hydraulic study properties recommended by engineering analysis. 2, CWC flood hazard mitigation implementation program. 3, community approved stream management project. 4, erosion hazard, and 5, inundation hazard. And whereas the town of Shandaken has conducted a local flood analysis, LFA, including a hydraulic analysis of flooding in the town, and the LFA recommends certain properties that are subject to repetitive flood damages should be considered for flood buyout. And whereas the following properties, parcel number 25.15-1-46, 5478 Route 212 Mount Tremper, owned by Teddy and Lynn Byron. Parcel number 25.15-1-47 at 5474 Route 212. And parcel 25.15-1-51 at 5462 Route 212 in Mount Tremper, both also owned by Ted and Lynn Byron. Parcel number 25.15-1-49 at 5468 Route 212 Mount Tremper, owned by Ann and Scott Lefferts. 25.15-1-50 at 5464 Route 212 Mount Tremper, owned by Kyle Steller. And 25.15-1-52 at 5446 to 5458 Route 212 in Mount Tremper, owned by Letitia and Charles DeMicoli, have been recommended for consideration for buyout in the LFA, and the town has been in contact with the owners of the properties requesting to participate in the NYC FFBO program under the hydraulic study category. And whereas the town of Shandaken has the option to decline ownership of the property, choosing instead that the city of New York own the property, but has the desire to own this property for future flooding mitigation activities. Whereas the town of Shandaken understands that this town-owned property will be managed by the town in conjunction with a reuse plan prepared by the town that identifies the community's long-term plan for the management, use, and development of this parcel. All activities will be subject to and consistent with the restrictions in flood-prone areas identified in the second supplemental agreement among West of Hudson watershed stakeholders concerning the New York City funded flood buyout program, page 5, 1A, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I love this stuff.
I know.
Now therefore be it resolved, the town of Shandaken Town Board approves the above listed homeowners of these properties along Route 212 in Mount Tremper, New York 12464 to apply for the New York City funded flood buyout program to permanently remove these flood hazard risks, allowing the DEP to begin assisting them in the real estate process. Be it further resolved, the town of Shandaken Town Board opts for the town to retain ownership of these parcels for future flood mitigation activities and move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Alba?
Yes.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Storer?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yes.
Supervisor Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 52-18, supporting participation in the New York City funded flood buyout program for 4-15 Warfield Road, Shandaken, New York. Whereas the town of Shandaken is subject to flooding that can damage property, close roads, disrupt traffic, and present a public health and safety hazard. And whereas, at the request of local communities, funding from the New York City Department of Environmental Protection, DEP, is being made available to help property owners who qualify for the New York City funded flood buyout program, NYC FFBO, based on eligibility criteria in 5 categories. 1, hydraulic study properties recommended by engineering analysis. 2, CWC flood hazard mitigation implementation program. 3, community approved stream management project. 4, erosion hazard. And 5, inundation hazard. And whereas the town of Shandaken has conducted a local flood analysis, LFA, including a hydraulic analysis of flooding in the town, and the LFA recommends certain properties that are subject to repetitive flood damages should be considered for flood buyouts. And whereas the properties at 4-15 Warfield Road, Shandaken, New York 12480, section block 5.18-1-56 has been recommended for consideration for buyout in the LFA, and the town has been approached by Moose Properties LLC. The owner of the property is requesting to participate in the NYC FFBO program under the hydraulic study category. And whereas the town of Shandaken has the option to decline ownership of the property, choosing instead that the city of New York own the property, and the town understands that the city-owned property will be managed by the city as open space. Minimal management of the property will be performed, such as maintaining boundary lines, posting signs, and annually inspecting the property. And whereas at some point in the future, should the town of Shandaken want the property actively managed, i.e. mowing, snow plowing, constructing and maintaining permissible recreational facilities, the city will consider issuing the town a revocable land use permit to address these activities or any other maintenance requested by the town. However, the DEP, in its discretion, has the right to approve or reject any such request. Now, therefore be it resolved, the town of Shandaken Town Board approves Moose Properties LLC, homeowner of 4-15 Warfield Road, Shandaken, New York, 12480, to apply for the NYC FBO program to permanently remove this flood hazard risk, allowing the DEP to begin assisting in the real estate process. Be it further resolved, the town of Shandaken Board opts to allow the city of New York owning the property as open space with the above acknowledged management conditions. And I move its adoption.
Board Member Alba?
Yes.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Storm?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yes.
Supervisor Downing?
Yes.
Resolution 5318, resolution to hire Scenic Byway Smart Growth Grant, Administrator and Project Manager. Whereas under Town of Shandaken Town Board Resolution number 67-17 from March of 2017, the Town of Shandaken applied for and was awarded a Smart Growth Grant through the New York State DEC on behalf of the Catskill Mountain Scenic Byway, CMSB, and the Mountain Clove Scenic Byway, MCSB. And whereas the CMSB and the MCSB members have made a recommendation to the town for the hiring of a grant administrator and project manager in order to assist in processing the identified projects and appropriate documentation. And therefore be it resolved, the Town of Shandaken Town Board hereby approve the appointment of the Catskill Center for Conservation and Development as grant manager and project manager, Peter Manning, for said Smart Growth Grant to be compensated as prescribed through the available grant funds, and move its adoption.
I'll second.
Board Member Alba?
Yeah.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Storm?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yes.
Supervisor Downing?
Yes.
Resolution 5418, adopt Ulster County All Hazard Mitigation Plan. Whereas the town of Shandaken, with the assistance from URS Corporation, AECOM, has gathered information and prepared Ulster County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan. And whereas the Ulster County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan has been prepared in accordance with the Disaster Mitigation Act of 2000, and whereas the town of Shandaken is a local unit of government that has afforded the citizens an opportunity to comment and provide input in the plan and the actions in the plan, and whereas the town of Shandaken has reviewed the plan and affirms that the plan will be updated no less than every 5 years. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Shandaken hereby adopts the Ulster County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan as this jurisdiction's natural hazard mitigation plan, and resolves to execute the plan, the actions in the plan. And I move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Alba?
Yes.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Storm?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yes.
Supervisor Downing?
Yes.
Resolution 5518, resolution renew agreement with Ulster Regional Gang Enforcement Narcotics Team. Urgent. Whereas various town and village police departments in the county of Ulster, together with the Ulster County Sheriff's Department as member agencies, seek to operate and act collectively as a task force team pursuant to federal policies and guidelines, such task force known as the Ulster Regional Gang Enforcement Narcotics Team, URGENT. And whereas the mission of URGENT is to achieve maximum coordination and cooperation through utilizing combined resources of member agencies to primarily investigate gang members and affiliates involved in criminal enterprises, as well as investigate narcotic-related offenses and the possession and sale of illegal firearms in Ulster County. And whereas membership in the URGENT Task Force will benefit the town of Shandaken in that it will provide a specialized unit to combat gang violence and narcotic trafficking within the town and Ulster County. And whereas the town board has reviewed the intermunicipal cooperative agreement, Ulster Regional Gang Enforcement Narcotics Team, proposed by the Ulster County District Attorney and Ulster County Sheriff, a copy of which is annexed hereto and made part of this resolution. And whereas the police chief of the town of Shandaken has also reviewed the annexed intermunicipal cooperative agreement and has recommended that the town board approve the agreement. Therefore, be it resolved, the town board of the town of Shandaken hereby approves the annexed agreement and membership in the task force. And be it further resolved, the town supervisor of the town of Shandaken is authorized to execute the annexed agreement on behalf of the town and move its adoption.
I'll second.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How do they know it's a gang here? I mean, it's not like we have gangs walking the street.
You have to ask the investigators.
Like
Well-
they're gonna come and help if there's.
Yeah, I mean, it's an investigative unit, so it's not like they just go and bust people on the street. I mean, they do a lot of background and check into history and stuff.
It could be a group versus a gang.
Chuck?
I just have a question. Kevin brought forth the resolution, but I don't know if it would be perceived as a conflict of interest.
No, there's no monetary exchange on this.
Okay.
He's so funny tonight.
Yes.
Okay, yes, okay. Board Member Discofani?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarken?
Yes.
Supervisor Family?
Yes. Resolution 5618, Secretary Bookkeeper to the Supervisor, Phoenicia Water District Clerk, Pine Hill Water District Billing Clerk. Whereas under Section 29, subsection 15 of the Town Law, the Town Board may authorize the Supervisor to make a designation for the position of part-time Secretary Bookkeeper to the Supervisor. And whereas under Section 20 of Town Law, the Town Board should designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore, be it resolved that the Town Board approve the appointment of Barbara Tordak to serve at the pleasure of the Supervisor and receive $11.50 per hour when discharging the duties of said office, not to exceed $17,500 for the fiscal year 2018. Be it further resolved that Barbara Tordak is hereby fully appointed clerk for the Phoenicia Water District and be paid $11.50 an hour, not to exceed $5,000 for the fiscal year 2018 while discharging said duties, and that she serve at the pleasure of the Town Board, Phoenicia Water Commissioner, and the Tax Collector. Be it yet further resolved that Barbara Tordak be and is hereby appointed billing clerk for the Pine Hill Water District and be paid at a rate of $11.50 per hour, not to exceed $1,300 for the fiscal year 2018 while discharging said duties, and that she serve at the pleasure of the Town Board, Pine Hill Water Commissioner, and the Tax Collector, and that all appointments shall be retroactive to January 22nd, 2018, and move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Alba?
Yes.
Board Member Discofani?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarken?
Yes.
Supervisor Family?
Yes.
Resolution 57-18, ambulance technicians. Whereas under Section 20 of the Town Law, the Town Board shall designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore, be it resolved that the following personnel be appointed to the Shandaken Town Ambulance at the following rates. Drivers at $10.40 an hour, Julian Fargas, Robert Lobaglio Emery. EMT-B at $11.40 an hour, Ethan Green. I move the adoption.
Second.
Board Member Alba?
Yes.
Board Member Discofani?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarken?
Yes.
Supervisor Family?
Yes. EMT issues.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
basic, okay.
Welcome aboard. We'll get to work.
Okay, guys, last.
Don't trip over.
One more.
Oh, there's one more after this. Sorry. Okay, I'm just reading. Resolution 5818, resolution appointing Ulster County Planning Board alternate representative. Whereas Ulster County Planning Department has requested the town of Shandaken recommend an individual as an alternate for appointment to the Ulster County Planning Board. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board hereby recommend Vivian Welton be appointed as the alternate representative to the town of Shandaken on the Ulster County Planning Board, and move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Alba?
Yes.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Storm?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blanca?
Yes.
Supervisor Downs?
Yes. Welcome aboard. 59 is pulled, so resolution 60.
Resolution 6018, resolution authorizing waiver of 30-day notification required by the New York State Liquor Authority. Whereas the Shandaken Inn Properties LLC has applied for a liquor license, and whereas the Shandaken Inn Properties LLC has requested that the town waive the 30-day notification required by New York State Liquor Authority in an effort to expedite the granting of their liquor license. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Shandaken does hereby grant the request of the Shandaken Inn Properties LLC and does hereby waive the 30-day liquor license notice requirement to the Shandaken Inn Properties LLC, located at 18 Lower Golf Course Road, Shandaken, New York 12480, and I move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Alba?
Yes.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Storm?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blanca?
Yes.
Supervisor Downs?
Yes.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
All right. With that, we'll go to open public comment, otherwise known as Rick's Corner. Rick, before you go, let me go with Chuck first.